if you want to make your first $1,000 on YouTube, you don't need a huge audience, you don't need fancy gear, and you definitely don't need to wait until your channel gets monetized. All you need to do is follow this 6-step method I'm about to show you that is going to allow you to start earning money from your channel instantly. So let's get straight into the first step. Step 1, pick a profitable problem. You've probably heard from a lot of gurus out there that if you want to build a successful YouTube channel, well, all you need to do is post what you love and eventually the views will come. But this is completely wrong. If you want to use YouTube to make money online and build a successful business, you have to think about what the viewer wants to watch, not just what you want to create. Now, for this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to make money on YouTube by building an educational channel. Why? Because every single one of us possess skills or knowledge that can help solve someone else's problems. You just have to recognize what it is. For some of you, you may immediately know what this is, but for others, this may be a bit more difficult. And if you're one of those people that's finding it a bit more difficult to know what it is you should be talking about, then I want you to answer these questions. 1. What do you spend your free time learning about, even when nobody's paying you? 2. What do friends and family consistently ask you for help with? 3. What tasks or topics do you find effortless that others struggle with? 4. What have you overcome or learned through personal challenges? 5. What combination of interests makes your perspective unique, i.e. fitness for busy parents, cooking for working professionals, or gardening for small spaces? If you've answered these questions truthfully, there'll be an interest that stands out and you're experienced in that you could be making YouTube videos about. And remember, you don't need to be an expert with what you're talking about. You just need to be 1 to 2 steps ahead of where your viewer is. For example, when I built my first educational channel around Amazon KDP, I wasn't an expert. There were people out there that had a lot more experience than me, but I did have more experience than the majority of people because I had made some money with Amazon KDP and I'd learned stuff that I could teach others. And that's all you need. You just need more experience than the person watching. And now that we know what we're talking about, we then need to find our profitable problem. Here's how we do that. 1. Look within. What's something related to what you create content about that you struggled with that you eventually figured out? 2. Look around. What are other creators in your niche selling or teaching? Let's look at some examples. Fitness. I help busy parents lose weight with 15-minute daily workouts. Productivity. I help freelancers stay focused without burnout. AI tools. I help entrepreneurs automate their workflow with ChatGPT. Language learning. I help English speakers reach conversational Spanish in 30 days. Notice a pattern? They have a specific person plus a specific problem plus a specific outcome. And if we look at my channel, I help people build profitable educational YouTube channels around their interests. The more specific the problem, the easier it is to sell the solution because people don't pay for vague promises. They pay for clear results. Step 2. Create a simple digital product. As this is a video about making your first $1,000 on YouTube, let's break down the different ways you could make that $1,000. 1 course at $1,000. 5 coaching calls at $200 each. 20 mini courses at $50. 200 digital products at $5. Now here's the mistake most beginners make. They think that they need to launch a $500 course before they've even made their first dollar. And that's completely wrong. Because what you have to remember is that when you're just starting out, the viewer doesn't trust you because they don't have any reason to trust you, which means they aren't going to be willing to part with hundreds of dollars for you. That's why you need to start small and create something priced between $10 to $30 that solves a real problem of theirs. And why do we want to do this? Well, because it proves that people are willing to pay for your help, it's faster and easier to create so you can start selling immediately, and it builds trust with the viewer so you can start selling more expensive products later. So here are some ideas for some quick products that you can create. Notion templates, PDF guides, swipe files, mini workshops, email courses. And if you're still stuck, I've created an AI prompt that you can use to help come up with digital product ideas for the problem that you are trying to solve. And I'll leave the link in the description for you to go get it. Remember, your product doesn't need to be super creative. It just needs to be helpful. Step 3, building the offer page. Most creators overlook this step. They make the product and they just hope that people will find it. But this is a big mistake. You need to have a sales page that's working for you 24/7. Now, the first step is picking a platform to sell our digital product on, and these are the ones that I would recommend. Gumroad, Stan Store, Lemon Squeezy, Thrivecart. Stan Store is a personal favorite of mine just because of how easy it is to use, but at $29 a month, it is quite expensive when you're just starting out. That being said, if you do get to a point where you're making a lot of sales, Stan Store is the best platform to use in my opinion, because Gumroad and Lemon Squeezy will take a percentage of your earnings. And I think Gumroad even takes up to around, I think it's 30% of your earnings, which is a lot when you're making a lot of sales. And the next step is to create a clear landing page to promote your product that answers one simple question: why should the viewer care? You do this by explaining these 4 things in your landing page: the problem your product solves, the benefits, not just features, a few screenshots or previews, a strong call to action. Now, I'm someone that absolutely hates writing landing pages because it's just something I don't enjoy and something I'm not very good at, which is why I like to use AI when I'm writing my landing pages because, well, to be honest, it's a lot better than me at doing it. So I've gone ahead and created an AI prompt that will create the landing page copy for you. All you have to do is paste the prompt into the AI software you want to use and answer the questions, and it will come up with the full landing page copy. So if you want to download that, again, the link will be in the description for that prompt as well. It's completely free and it will save hours of your time. Step 4, creating the content. Now that we know what problem it is we're solving and what product we want to sell, it's time to actually start creating the content for our YouTube channel. There are 3 types of content you should aim at creating. 1. Problem-solving content. These are your how-to videos that solve specific problems. 2. Unique perspective content. This is the content that separates you from every other creator. 3. Premium content. This is your most specific, advanced content that naturally leads viewers towards buying/working with you. The ratio you should look to follow with your content is this: 50% problem-solving content. This is what builds your audience. 30% perspective content. This is what builds your brand and makes your content unique. 20% premium content. This is what builds your business. Let's take a look at a YouTuber who has mastered these 3 different types of content. And that YouTuber is James Smith. So looking at his channel, we can clearly see those 3 different types of content. As we can see here, we've got his problem-solving content with his speak like this on social media, or 7 easy fixes for viral reels every time. We've got another one here, the laziest way to make money in 2025. But then we can also see his perspective content, the exact editing style that gained me 3,679,000 followers. And another one here, why starting new socials could be the new business meta. And another one here, why just posting more doesn't work. These are all videos that separate him from every other creator because these are his own personal opinions around content creation. And then we can also see his premium content here, with his most recent one being constructively roasting 5 businesses that all make the same mistakes. And this is basically where he's reviewing his own followers' Instagram pages and giving constructive criticism. And by doing this, the viewer is then getting an insight of what working with him would look like, which then promotes the product he's selling, which is his mentorship, which you can join to grow your Instagram page. And you can see he does these sorts of videos every so often. With another one here, I constructively critiqued some bad marketing. And another one here, I gave 3 random businesses marketing cheat codes. So it's very obvious that those are the 3 different types of content he's aiming at creating. Step 5, creating a high-intent CTA in every video. The digital product isn't going to sell itself. People aren't magically going to find it and buy it. You need to give the viewer a reason to buy. This is why in every video, you need to plug your product as a solution to help the viewer fix their problems further. And this is the formula I want you to follow. If you want desired outcome, I've created specific solution. The link will be in the description. For example, if you're serious about Spanish fluency, I've put together this 30-day conversation cheat sheet. If you want meal prep like a pro, I've created this complete guide with shopping lists and recipes. If productivity is important to you, I've built this Notion template that handles everything automatically. The key is natural integration. Your call to action should just feel like some helpful advice, not a sales pitch. Now, let's quickly run some numbers. As we said, the goal is to be making $1,000. This means that if you were selling a product at $10, we would need to make 100 sales. If we were selling it at $20, we need to make 50 sales. And if we were selling it at $30, we'd need to make 34 sales. And then let's just say we have a rate of 2% of people clicking on that link in the description to our product, and then 5% of people then going and actually buying the product. Well, these are the number of views we would need to be getting to be able to make $1,000. So 100 sales equals 5,000 clicks equals 100,000 views. 50 sales equals 2,500 clicks equals 50,000 views. 34 sales equals 1,700 clicks equals 34,000 views. And that's completely achievable with consistent posting and good content. You don't need to have a big channel to achieve these numbers. Step 6, double down on what sells. If you continue with this process for the next 6 months and post 1 to 2 times per week and create a product that actually helps someone, then I can guarantee you will have made sales. Now it's time to move on to the next step, which will take you well beyond just $1,000. It's what will take you to building an actual business that you can live from. So once you've made your first sales, here's what I want you to do. Reuse the best performing video format with different angles. Raise the price of your product slightly if people are buying easily. Create an upgraded version of your product. And start building an email list of the people who buy from you, because people who have bought once are most likely to buy again. These are what are called your true fans. And as Kevin Kelly said in his blog, you only need 1,000 true fans to make $100,000 a year. So what I want you to do is every time you create a new product, I want you to build this 6-day email sequence for those previous buyers. Tease email, launch email, educational email, success story email, final promo email, and last chance email. Then just repeat this process for every new product you create. And as you gain experience and trust, you can then move into building those higher ticket products. I want you to remember, you don't need 100,000 subscribers to make a living on YouTube. You just need to package what you know, solve real problems, and show up consistently. And remember this. You're not a YouTuber who's trying to sell. You're a business owner who happens to have a YouTube channel. But here's the thing, none of this matters if people aren't actually watching your videos in the first place. So if you want to learn my secret formula to growing a channel in 2025, I'd recommend checking out this video here.